On October 1st, America's longest-living former president, Jimmy Carter, becomes a centenarian, turning 100 years old. Ahead of the extraordinary milestone, the Carter Center has announced a special concert featuring world-renowned artists and tributes to celebrate his extraordinary life and legacy of service. And joining me now is President Carter's grandson, Jason Carter, who is the chair of the Carter Center Board of Trustees in Atlanta, a former Georgia State Senator. Senator, great to see you, Jason. Thank you so much for being here.
Likewise, thanks for having me.
First of all, how is your grandfather doing?
You know, he's really in the same position he's been in for the last 17 months. I mean, it's been a remarkable experience for us. When he first went into hospice, we thought it was a matter of days, but he keeps waking up in the morning and he's still living his life. And, you know, we have learned that we're not in charge. And as part of his faith journey, he's approaching this as just as you would expect, which is with real humility and with real excitement about watching the world go through this process. And it's been a year of reflection for us. And I think for the rest of the folks, but he's doing well.
I mean, a lot of us who covered him and know him feel that we know him. I'm one of them. I had that honor. Worried, frankly, that after Rosalynn, after your grandmother passed, that would be a real downturn. My first interview, big interview for the Today Show with NBC in 1978 was on Labor Day in San Antonio, Texas, with Rosalynn Carter pinch hitting for Jimmy because he was at Camp David.
You know, the two of them had this incredible American love story. And, you know, you did know them well. And as you know, we all expected, you know, that this would be a huge blow to him. But at the end of the day, I think he really was proud that he made it with her to the end. And he said that to us. He was thrilled at the outpouring of love for her at her memorial services and when she passed. And, you know, he's really given himself over to this journey. He knows he's not in charge. You know, he's watching the world and living these days one at a time. But he's in a remarkable place. But I know he, like the rest of us, misses her terribly.
And I understand as his 100th birthday is approaching, that your grandfather said now he's holding on to vote for Kamala Harris. How important to him is to be able to cast his vote this year?
Well, you know, I mean, he's a citizen of this country, and, you know, his legacy is one of integrity and honesty and love and respect for the people of this country. And I think we've seen a real poisonous environment since Donald Trump came into our politics. That's not just weird, as people have been saying, but it's dark and mean. And I think that darkness is not who my grandfather was. It's not who we really are as Americans. And I think he's excited to participate in putting that behind us. I do. And he did say, you know, he's looking forward to it, and he'll get a vote by mail in Georgia, and he'll cast that ballot.
And tell us about the big celebration planned.
So, yeah, we have a remarkable concert that's coming up. Music was always really important to my grandfather. He was the first real rock and roll president. And he's, you know, got these great friends that'll participate. The Allman Brothers from Georgia were especially important to him. Obviously, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, his friends were always there for him, and it meant a lot to him. But this is an opportunity for us to use music to bring people together in his honor. And so we're thrilled by the lineup. It's going to be in Atlanta in September. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to try to be there myself, Jason, if I get invited. So that's a very obvious request to be invited. We honor him. We honor your family, your service, his service after the presidency. And thank you so much. We'll be seeing you. Thanks,
thank you so much. And we'll look forward to seeing you in Atlanta.